Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello. Daniella here, ReDYLF, and welcome to my day 24 of my month-long video challenge. And today I want to come to you in this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Now that the clouds have cleared away and I got a little bit of a breeze here, the sun's come out. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. Just a little bit of a cover. Oh, I'm loving it. Loving spending time out here. And I want to share with you the answer to a question that I get a lot, and that is, what is my secret to annihilating anxiety? And this is a question that comes up all the time because there are so many things in our world that stress us out. We've gone from being chased by bears and cats and wolves and things and other people to, being chased down by cars and paychecks and bill collectors and everything else. So stress for stress. So what is my secret to annihilating this anxiety? And the answer to this question is something that I have been cultivating in my own life, and it takes a bit of doing, but it is absolutely worth it. So I want you to give it a try, and if you do, please share with us below, because I absolutely love hearing your stories. So I like breaking things down into segments. For me, this works great for me. I have a very artistic bent. I'm very artistically minded and feeling and spiritual and very creative naturally. And so for me, and maybe you'll recognize yourself here, for me this means sometimes that I could be disorganized, and it means that I have to take an effort to organize my time. And I find that a lot of people that I help fall into this category. So you may too. So what we have in life is a whole list of shoulds that hang over our heads. Our honey-do list, our to-do list. A list of shoulds, of things that we should be doing that if we were doing them, would create success and peace of mind and well-being and so on and so on and right. What happens all too often, though, is that this list of shoulds gets so moundful. It just builds and builds and builds and builds that it becomes so overwhelming that we don't know where to start first. And instead of starting somewhere, we just kind of shove it all into the back corner and go, catch up on our Netflix or, on our Facebooks or, our emails or, something, we find something else to do, that, takes our mind, more or less numbs our brain, takes our mind off this should-to-do list. And that could be, I should, clean the garage. I, should go wash my car. I should, clean out the kitchen. I should, anything. I should work on new content for you guys, in my case, or I should go do my exercise outside since it's nice. I should, spend time with the kids. I should spend time with myself, equally important. I should finish that report that's due. I should this, I should that, I should. And we end up not doing any of it. And that is draining our vital energy. That drain on our vital energy is causing, in part, a huge chunk of our anxiety. Because there are those things in the back of our mind that we know we should be working on, but yet it's more comfortable, it's easier to not do it. It's just as easy to do it, but the bad thing is it's just as easy, if not easier, to not do it. And also, all too often, we get so overwhelmed that we just get into that place where we're just like, oh, fuck, I can't deal with this. And it goes into the back corner. That is a huge anxiety, stress trigger. Huge cause, huge underlying factor. And it is a huge energy drain on us, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because we know it's sitting back there not being addressed. Much like the stuff, that we dig out in our inner work that I help people with too. That's causing stress and anxiety, not only spiritually and emotionally, but physiologically because it's keeping us in the fight or flight response, because it's keeping us in stress and alert mode, even though we're trying to use these outside things to sort of numb ourselves to that feeling to not have to deal with it. It's kind of a truth bomb, and it kind of hurts to have to look at it like that sometimes, and I totally get that. But if we're going to start making any improvements to how we feel and how we think and the quality of our life, then sometimes we have to make these hard assessments, these radical, aware, looking straight at the problem assessments, stop ignoring the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room oftentimes is this should list that hangs over our head. So to combat that, this is where we're getting to. So to combat that, I break things down into chunks. I should work on the house. I should take out the trash and should clean the cat litter box, or pick up the dog poop outside, or I should go vacuum my car, or this with this, or this with the business, or this over here with the family, and this over here with self-care and taking time for myself, and this over here for and all of these things. What is absolutely necessary if we're going to get through this in any sort of sane manner is to take these things into account, and if you have to, physically list them out and give them a priority ranking. And this is not a priority ranking as far as like, you don't, you love your kitchen or your garage more than your kids, or that. It's a priority ranking as far as what is causing you the most stress. If it's that garage, then put that at the top of your list. If it's, the back room, put it at the top of your list. If it's cleaning the bathroom, if you've been putting that off for forever, put that at the top of your list. Because then once you have this list of priorities, what you can do is take 5 minutes. I actually take 10 or 15 minutes every week. I do it on Mondays. This is time I take for myself purposefully for this reason, is to look at my list of things that I want to accomplish over the month, with the business or with myself, goals, things, whatever. And I go through and I prioritize what I would like to get done this week, and then I prioritize what I would like to get done today. So this, and this. And I will include a chunk for self-care. I will include a chunk for business. I will include a chunk for cleaning the house, work, whatever. Put them in. And it just takes that 15 minutes, maybe 20, maybe even half an hour when you're first starting out and you're just kind of getting used to it. But it is absolutely worth the time. Because once you have it, if you're anything like me, once you have it on a list, it's physical, it's there, it's visible. You're like, aha, there is the enemy. I can attack the enemy now. There it is. I see it. This is what's causing me stress. I need to work on this. What? And the great feeling, too, cutting to the end of this conversation to add on to it, whoop-a-ding, message, is being able to cross that off the list, that feeling of being able to cross things off the list. I think I did a brief video on that maybe a week or so ago when I was finishing up the self-care challenge and finishing up those prizes for you guys. That being able to cross things off the list is just so satisfying and so fulfilling. I mean, that could be a spiritual practice in and of itself. But the question then becomes, how do you break it down? And that's where I've learned a technique where it's like a 5, 15, 30-minute task. And you can, of course, extrapolate that up to an hour-long task or two, or down to a 5-minute task or a 10-minute task. However, you will find your rhythm the more you do this. And I really do encourage you to, maybe take 5 or 10 minutes today and think about those things. I know it sucks, but think about those things that are causing you energy leaks, those things that are causing you anxiety. If it's taking care of this, if it's taking care of some medical paperwork, if it's taking whatever. Just take a moment and to list those things, and then you can put them in an order. Just list them all. Don't even think about it. Just put them in order, and then put them in order. And then, what are some things that you could feasibly, in 10 minutes, or 15, or 20, half an hour, what are things that you could feasibly attack and conquer today? Boom, boom, boom. 2 things, 3 things, whatever. And then, maybe, if you're feeling brave, do it for the week. You know, today's Sunday, we still got some time. You could knock a couple of things out today. You know, week's coming up. You put in your work week schedule. You go Monday, I work this day, Tuesday, and you have your time planned out. And then just take that 10 or 15 minutes and go, you know what, when I get off of work, I've got a little bit of time here. You know what, I bet you I could spend half an hour just starting to tackle that back room. And here's the thing. Though you may take these high anxiety, big chunk, scary things like cleaning the garage or the back room or whatever, doing the medical paperwork, whatever, if you can break those things down into those 15, 20, half an hour, hour tasks, you can sit yourself down or get yourself in the room, put your timer on your phone or whatever, break out the kitchen timer, whatever you got to do, and just say to yourself, I am going to sit here and work on this for this amount of time, and however much of it I get done is what I get done, but regardless, there's going to be movement made. There is going to be progress made, period. And you know what? That is a fantastic feeling, because when you get done with that 15-minute, half an hour task, and you can look around and you say, you know what? It may look a little bit more broken open, especially if you're going through boxes and stuff, if you just moved, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's out. I can see it. Here it is. Now, next time I go to attack it, I can get a game plan together. It really helps to be able to allow your brain, the left and right brain, to work together to creatively problem solve as you go along, as opposed to trying to tackle the entire thing all at once. Now, of course, there are some projects that you're going to try and or want to try to tackle all at once. Give it a go. That's, you know, definitely do it. I do it all the time. But if it's a huge thing, break it down. By breaking it down, you reduce the anxiety, and by also breaking it down and reducing the anxiety there, you are reducing the anxiety of actually taking action and working on it a little bit. And then by working on it a little bit, you will have accomplished a little bit of work towards it. And then the next time, there will be less. And the next time, there'll be less. Until all of a sudden, boom! You get to cross that sucker off your list altogether. Crossed it off the list. And that is a wonderful feeling. That is going to relieve so much stress and anxiety from your life. And then, of course, you can start building in these weekly things where weekly you go and you take a half an hour walk for yourself, or you go and you take your half an hour bath like I do on Mondays. You schedule in your time with your family and your friends. You say, hey, you know what? Spending time with my friends is something that's been lacking. You know, I haven't seen the girls in a long time. I'm going to get, you know, plan for the week to, you know, holler at everybody and see if we can't start getting everybody together. Make that a goal for the month, to have a girls' night out. It's absolutely doable, and I know you can do it, and it is worthwhile to do. So, if it's something that you do, or if you... if you do, or that if you do give it a try, please share it with us. I absolutely love hearing your stories. I love getting this community together and sharing and supporting one another in the progress that we're all making forward. So that is what I wanted to share with you, is to break down these big, huge to-do lists, these shoulds, these big, scary, overwhelming shoulds hanging over our heads, sitting around in the back room, driving us mad, and looking at them just for a little bit, to be able to break them down so that you can organize it for yourself and make it more achievable, make it attackable, make it look and feel like something that you can accomplish. Because that is where your success and anxiety annihilating is going to be. That feeling of relief, that feeling that you finished something, that accomplishment, that fulfillment, boom. #1 anxiety annihilator. I absolutely love it. So speaking of which, here is my time to spend with you guys today. I'm going to go spend some time working on some business, and then I'm going to go spend some time working on my movement and working on my body. And then I get to spend some time with me. So that is my schedule. What's yours? Alright, my darlings, that is all from me for today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Sunday. As always, thank you for watching. #replay if you're watching this after the live. And I will see you all tomorrow for another fabulous day of my video challenge. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Mwah!